Problem 825C. All right, so we have the quadratic expression 3 plus 8k squared minus 10k. And so we need to factor this quadratic, and what we see that's different with this one is that the order is rearranged. So we're not in the ax squared plus bx plus c form, the standard form. We are now, we have our squared term in the middle and our ones at the beginning of our expression. But we use the same process to factor this. So we are going to set up our generic rectangle and our diamond. Move this over a little bit here. All right, so my square terms are what always go in the bottom left-hand corner of my generic rectangle. So my square terms are my 8k squares. And then my ones always go in the top right-hand corner of my generic rectangle. So I'm going to put those 3 ones up there. And we're going to do the same process, multiply those together to get the top of our diamond. So 8k squared times 3 gives us 24k squared. And then in the bottom of our diamond is always our the x term, so in this case our k term. So we have negative 10k's. And so now we are trying to figure out what those factors are that multiply to give us 24k squared and add up to give us negative 10k. So those are going to be negative 4k and negative 6k. All right, because negative 4k times negative 6k gives us positive 24k squared. And when I add negative 4k and negative 6k, I get negative 10k. So I'm going to put those over here into my generic rectangle. And now I need to find those factors, or the product of my generic rectangle. All right, so when I look at that first column on the left, I'm looking for that greatest common factor that goes into 8k squared and negative 4k, and that is going to be 4k. And then I know that 4k times 2k will give me this 8k squared. So then at the top left-hand corner of my generic rectangle, 4k times negative 1 is what gives me that negative 4k up here. And then to get this negative 6k, well, I know I have to take 2k times something, so 2k times negative 3 will give me that negative 6k. And then I'm going to verify that when I multiply negative 3 times negative 1, I do in fact get this positive 3. All right, so we are going to write our answer, which is 2k minus 1 times 4k minus 3.